Dating isn't even fun anymore because so many men are concerned with what they are going to get in exchange for a plate of food. They can't even hold a decent conversation with you because they're more focused on if there's going to be dessert after dessert. And it's like, sir, I am trying to get to know you. You are a complete stranger. And that's why you see so many men suggesting these low quality, low effort, disrespectful, slap in the face ass dates, such as walk dates, coffee dates, whatever the fuck else stupid ass shit they'd be recommending so they can get out of paying some, not even real money, right? $100, $200, because they feel like, oh, if I spend $100 on food, if I spend $200 on food, you owe me. You owe me. And if you don't, you're using me. That's how sick and twisted these fucking men are. So it's like, yeah, I'd rather just not date, because the idea that a man is truly convinced that I would spend my day off that I could be spending with friends, family, or myself, that I would use my time, my energy, my makeup to sit across the table from him just to get a free fucking meal is actually so wild and disturbing. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Save your $100. Don't even worry about it. You're okay.
A guy can go on 5 first dates at $200 each just to try to get to know someone, because a lot of women won't even show up unless there's a full itinerary, a nice restaurant, and a bill big enough to prove he takes her seriously. And after enough nights like that, all that money down the drain, men get cautious, they pull back, they suggest simpler dates, not because they're cheap, but because they're tired of investing heavy while the women treat the whole thing like a cover charge. And that's how dating stopped being fun, not because men changed, but because the expectation did.
Men need to start putting in effort, please, because we are tired of these minimal conversations of all the women holding the conversation and then the guy just like saying nothing. If you don't like me, stop texting me. Stop hanging out with me. I'm so confused on why there's like no effort, but then you're just like still in like entertaining the idea.
Do not respond to me if you're not into it. Don't, like, just save me the fucking time of day. God fucking A. I can't.
No, literally. But then when we are like, you know what, never mind, we don't like this, and then we just stop replying to you, you guys come back 2 weeks later and you're all obsessed. And they're like, oh my god, when am I gonna see you again? What happened? I'm so sad. I don't like you.
We don't. You're done.
Hate you.
You are off the radar.
Yeah. So this whole like epidemic that you guys are going through, it's all your fault. So try harder. It's not hard.
So women are now begging for men to put in effort. That's class. Watching the same people who ghost at light speed lecturing anyone about consistency feels like peak comedy.
Let me tell you what I don't like about feminism. Of course, I see the purpose that feminism played in history, and I'm so grateful to have the rights that I do, to pursue any career I want, to have a bank account, to vote, XYZ. But there are also some messed up things that I learned from feminism that had a really bad impact on my relationships and life. Messed up idea number 1 is that casual sex is empowering for women, or for anyone. I got this idea from feminism that sex was no big deal, when in reality, and what I've learned as I've gotten older, is that sex is a big deal, and there's no reason to try to disconnect our emotions from sex when they're inextricably linked. And trying to do so is just a nightmare. Messed up idea number 2 is that all men are trash. You guys try to fight me sometimes saying feminism doesn't teach this, but the undercurrents of feminism absolutely does, in my opinion. Messed up idea number 3 is that my career is the most important thing that I will ever pursue as a woman. I was taught that being a mother was a waste of time and I should pursue more important things like having a job and a career. And hey, women should be able to do anything they want when it comes to having babies. But as I've gotten older, I've realized how important it is for me to have kids and how badly I want it. And that being a stay-at-home mom doesn't make you lazy or unimportant or not contributing to society. It's literally one of the most beautiful things that women can do. We literally bring forth souls from wherever the heck through our bodies and birth them. So yeah, feminism has had its moments, but I seriously think that it's time to ditch these terrible ideas that are seriously hurting our relationships and lives.
Feminism sold women the idea that casual everything and career worship would magically lead to fulfillment, then left them dealing with the fallout alone. It turned bitterness into a worldview and called it empowerment, while relationships collapsed in the background. The funniest part is how these ideas get framed as progress, even though they keep producing the same predictable mess. Meanwhile, men are sitting back watching the chaos unfold like it is a rerun they have already seen 100 times. Men are choosing calm routines over ideologies that keep turning every relationship into a reset button.
If a man said these things I'm about to say, he'd be crucified. But I'm a woman, so let's talk. All you hear about is toxic masculinity, but what about toxic femininity? It gets glamorized. Modern feminism has taught women to be exactly everything that they hate in men. Emotionally unavailable, selfish, prideful, lack of accountability. I mean, y'all already know accountability is like a woman's kryptonite, and I could say that wholeheartedly because I've been that woman. Men are taught, step up, be leaders, be men, be protectors, be providers. And then it's like women are told you deserve more, no matter how you act. I mean, we say we want accountability, unless it's only for men. And if the woman's the problem, we just call it trauma. Be patient with her. It's trauma. If a man is considered the problem, we call it abuse. Now, I'm not saying some of that is not true in some cases, so don't flip my word. And I'm sorry, ladies, but the toxic dating culture is not trash because of men. It's trash because people nowadays lack conviction. They lack integrity. I mean, y'all wanted equality until it came with consequences. Y'all have a blessed day. Jesus is king.
She basically spelled out the whole playbook, and still half the internet will pretend they do not recognize it. Women turned their worst habits into cute labels and called it empowerment for a whole decade. Accountability became optional, attitude became the brand, and every mistake got filed under trauma. Then they act shocked that dating feels like a landfill when nobody wants to own their part in the mess.
This is gonna ruffle some feathers, but there is a gross entitlement in women who refuse to go 50-50, who think it's ridiculous to go 50-50. I think it's ridiculous that you think that's fucking ridiculous. Are you literally fucking insane? If you are pro-woman, if you're a feminist, if you don't like the constrictions placed on you by gender roles and expectations, why would you, in your right fucking mind, believe that just because he's a man, he has to pay more? That's ludicrous! Sprinkle culture is diabolical because what the fuck is going on? Treat him as your equal. You guys are equals. If you are going to place any expectations on someone purely because of their gender, that's unfair. It's not justified. Period. Point blank, period. I've never expected my boyfriend to pay for our dates. We will split food. Unless someone offers to pay for your meal or offers to pay for something or gets you a gift, you cannot expect someone to dote on you financially. Like, why does that have to happen in your relationship? You have to have a man that can solely provide for you. Are you insane? We fought for decades. Our mothers and grandmothers and their grandmothers fought for equality, fought for the right to work, fought for the right to be able to be an equal. But you want to fucking financially trap yourself with a man and then call us crazy for going 50-50? Girl.
Women fought to escape the old rules, yet half the conversation today is spent trying to resurrect them whenever money shows up. The loudest voices preaching independence somehow keep circling back to the idea that a relationship only works if they never open their own purse. It is wild how fast equality turns into selective tradition the moment effort has a price tag.
If you were to meet a really successful guy, let's say he made $1 million a year. This is really high income. That puts you well into the top 1%. You would never have to work another day in your life. Mm-hmm. If, though, here's the trade-off. You can be with a man who makes $1 million, but he would want you to not work. And he would want you to stay at home and raise the kids.
I would choose to work. Because I want to pursue this. Like, it's important to me to like help people.
Through psychiatry?
Yeah.
Just
mental health care?
Giving people mind-altering drugs and...
Curing clinical depression, anxiety, saving people's lives who could be suicidal and inpatient care.
You do think, just to be clear, so if a guy who's a millionaire and you really like this guy and he's like, but look, you don't have to work. And knowing, like, obviously there's a concern like, okay, well, what if it doesn't work out? I should be able to, be in a position where I can take care of myself. Let's say in this hypothetical situation, it's granted that he's a good guy, he's not going to abuse you, and he's going to stay with you forever.
I still want to work.
Okay. What about you?
I would make sure I marry an old guy specifically so when he dies, I can take all his money.
Well, one woman wants to help save lives, the other one wants to cash in when the clock arrives.
Fellas, you keep saying I'd rather stay single. Women are too much. I don't need the headache. I get it. But let's be real. That is crap. You don't actually want to die alone with a frickin' gaming console and a fridge full of frozen pizza. You don't. Because guess what? Biology doesn't lie. Men and women were designed for each other. That is masculine and feminine polarity. That's not just some TikTok buzzword. That is nature. That's why when you're with the right woman, everything in your life sharpens. Your drive, your purpose, your discipline, everything. Now, sure, being single is easy. No drama, no compromise, no responsibility. But easy gets old. The hookups get boring. The soulless sex gets depressing. The silence in your house starts getting loud. And then what? You're 40, 50, 60 years old. Nobody by your side. Nobody in your bed. Nobody to build with. That is not freedom. That's failure. Here's the truth. Men need women and women need men. That's a beautiful balance. That's order. That's how we're wired. The problem, though, is too many men give up before they figure us out. They throw their hands up like it's too complicated instead of leaning in and cracking the damn code. When you do crack the code, life gets great. You get respect. You get loyalty. You get passion. You get peace in your home and fire in your bedroom. That's not a bad deal if you ask me. That's a jackpot. So stop lying to yourself that staying single forever is the move. It's not. Master your woman. Don't run from her, because the man who figures out his woman is the man who truly wins at life.
Women love painting men as lonely hermits with frozen pizza while ignoring who made relationships feel like hazard zones in the first place. All that talk about biology magically appears only when it benefits them. Cracking the code sounds cute until you realize the code updates every time accountability knocks. Calling single men failures is wild, coming from a dating culture that turns peace into a luxury item.
Why is dating so hard?
I feel like social media fucks up a lot of dating nowadays because there's so many options. We're not supposed to see this many people in our lives.
Also, as well, society has made men think that they're the ones that are supposed to be chased. So a lot of guys nowadays think that they're the ones that are supposed to be taken out on dates, their toes sucked, ass ate. Let me tell you, guys, it's time to man up. It's time to take control. You know, I think men are supposed to be the pursuers and women are supposed to be the pursued. Once a wise man said, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. I ain't heard shit about finding a husband finds a good thing, so there.
Sassy man apocalypse.
So you're looking for a traditional man?
Yeah, traditional for sure.
Somebody who's going to take care of you.
I think that's how it should. I think that's how women and men were made for each other. Like, men were supposed to be the pursuers, women were supposed to be the pursued. That's
men naturally chase what they want, and women naturally should be in their feminine energy. They don't chase. Men are supposed to go after what they want.
Society has told men that they're supposed to be the ones that are supposed to be. They want to be double texted. They want to be chased. They want to be pursued.
Go after them, and we don't.
And the energy should be reciprocated, but I think men should ultimately be the pursuers.
Yes,
at the end of the day.
I agree.
Women blame social media for too many options while only swiping right on the same tiny pool of trophy pics. Then they preach tradition as if men owe them a chase that never circles back. The funniest part is how they preach feminine energy while listing requirements like a hiring manager, then act shocked when men treat them like a retiring passenger.
Why is it when you can afford the things you want and you can afford the lifestyle you want, men become so unattractive and useless? Seriously, it was so much easier to date when I was poor. I wasn't that picky. Now it's like, what's the reason for me to even go out with a guy if I don't find him very attractive? Yeah. There's just I see no reason to even bother. You know what I mean? I don't need anything from him. So why would I go out with him if I don't find him attractive?
When men make money, their pool gets bigger. Mm-hmm. When women make money, your pool gets smaller. You know, a man that's very wealthy, has their own business. I've asked them, there'd be a pretty waiter that comes to the table. I'm like, would you date her? And they're like, yeah, I would date the waiter. It's a natural thing for a man to take care and provide. I also want someone has these goals and are taking care of themselves and can teach me something because I'm focusing on, you know, business and success and financials, which is a masculine quality. And so then you start to get smaller and smaller pools. And then there's also not as many men that feel comfortable dating a woman that's very successful, because then it brings up an insecurity within themselves that you don't need them to provide.
Horrendous standards shrink a dating pool faster than any paycheck ever could. Women keep aiming only for the top shelf, then wonder why the aisle looks empty. Calling their own ambition masculine just makes the circle even tighter because they only look for men who can outdo it. The pool is small because the bar is in the clouds, not because men are scared of a woman with a calendar and a calculator.
My problem is that I hate men, you know?
Lots of women think it's like a female empowerment, I'm a strong woman thing to say that you hate men. On the contrary, when a woman says she hates men, it's usually a telltale sign that she has terrible, horrific experiences with men and that she allows toxic men into her life, into her love life, into her bedroom. The question isn't, are men toxic? Because there will always be toxic men and women in the world. The question is, why are all the toxic men in your life? Why have you allowed men to treat you so badly that you now hate them?
Women throw around the "I hate men" line like it is some kind of power badge, even though it usually comes from picking the same walking disasters over and over. Toxic partners do not magically appear, they get invited in by the same choices. Calling it empowerment does not hide the pattern.
Men, just so there's no confusion, I'm going to show you exactly what a woman's first move is to show you that she's interested, okay? And that's it. And so when you see that, you approach.
I can tell you one thing for sure. Men are no longer falling for this. They are either working, chilling, or probably ignoring people.
I just want to talk about the men not approaching women thing. If you are a man and you are watching this, you have to be not afraid to be rejected. That's part of the game. That's part of being a man. You have to be okay with being rejected. You can't be a beta. You can't be a pussy. You have to go up to women and be fine if she says no. That's it. And it's not a reflection on you. She's just not into you if she says no. But go up to women. If you see a cute girl at the gym, like there's ways you can go up to women that aren't creepy. Like you can be like, hey, do you need a spot? Like say something about their form or just like say hi. Just say hi. It's so easy. If a girl's looking at you at a bar, go up to her. She wants you. If you see a cute girl at a bar, go up to her. You don't even have to buy her a drink. Just say hi. Compliment something about what she's wearing. Compliment like her hair, anything. It's not that hard. It's very easy. You just have to be not scared of getting rejected is the thing. That is part of being a man. So what? You want us to go up to you? So the girls have to not be scared to get rejected? That's what it's come to? No. As a man, you're the one that has to put yourself out there and be okay getting rejected. That's the risk that you take by being a man. So man up, everyone. Pull up your pants, find your man card, okay? Because I think you lost it. And go up to a girl this weekend.
Women keep lecturing men about approaching while ignoring the fact that modern dating turned every interaction into a high-risk embarrassment lottery. They call rejection part of being a man while refusing to lift a finger themselves, then act confused when men choose peace over public humiliation. All that talk about confidence rings hollow when the same women label half of these approaches creepy 5 minutes later. The funniest part is how they frame it like men lost some mythical courage card when the real issue is women demanding unlimited effort without offering the slightest initiative. Men are not scared. They are tired of doing all the work for people who treat hello like an inconvenience. If anyone needs to toughen up, it is the crowd that expects royal level pursuit while never risking a single no.
Men don't ask girls out anymore. All they do is they look at you from across the room and they're like, oh, she's pretty. I bet that's my wife. And then they take out their phones and look at basketball clips on YouTube Shorts. And they're like, oh, nice. And honestly, I think that's why the birth rate is dropping.
Now they're linking birth rates to men not approaching them, which is wild when monogamous women with 5 baby daddies exist to keep the stats nice and chaotic. Funny how the math only matters when they can blame it on men.
Yeah, so I just walked into a coffee shop to get a coffee and I brought my book bag because I thought I was going to sit and do some work.
Obviously there was some problem that prevented that. Otherwise, someone wouldn't be making this video.
There's like 5 guys in there. It's all dudes, no women.
Oh, how awful. men in a public space.
And one of them's laughing, the other one's talking really loud, telling a story. The one dude's talking to the barista over the counter. I was like, I'm out. I'm out.
Of course. But wait until you hear the reason why.
Anytime you guys are having a little too much fun, I'm out. You suck. I don't want to fucking hear your voices, especially if you're talking loud. Fuck you. I actually hate all of you. You're having a good time? I'm out. I'm out.
And who says that misandry doesn't exist in the wild? Oh yes, gentlemen, there are some women out there that will get so upset about you minding your own business and having a good time in a public space, I might add, that they will have to then go off to their car and make a social media rant all about it.
Women call this empowerment, but it is just misandry with a latte in hand. A room full of men minding their own business sends them into a meltdown, like joy is offensive. They treat basic social noise like a personal attack and then sprint to the car to film a rant about it. Modern dating feels rough because some people cannot handle men existing within a 5-foot radius. And that's it for this video, guys. If you stayed until the end, please leave a like and drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, see you on the next one. Peace.